What inspired the film?
So it started with the idea that, you know, brothers was burying their money in holes in the woods. So that was kind of like the basis. And then from that, it kind of grew, and it became this story essentially about greed and corruption. And it's basically the main character, who's also played by Kendall. His name is Daniel, and he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because he's a bag man for the town's corrupt mayor. And his best friend has taken over a debt from his father. He inherited a debt from his deceased father. And so he's kind of frustrated with paying the debt. And so the movie kind of starts with this conversation about the two, and he's like, I'm done, I can't pay anymore. So the rest of the film is really about Daniel's struggle about, is he going to side with his boss, which may mean killing his friend, or he's going to side with his friend, which means he has to go against the boss and whatever consequences.
You either shoot him, or I'm going to shoot you.
Sorry, Tom.
We seem to draw the police's attention a lot on set, and I mean, it wasn't from us not having the permission or being able to shoot. It was one time it was the first time it was about that, but I mean, okay, 2 times, but it was twice. But in the manner it was handled, like the first day of shooting, first shot we were shooting, the police accosted, and not only did they accost us, like they ran up on us with like M6s and assault weapons, and like made us get on the ground and in the water. Like it was a scene that ultimately got cut from the film, but it was where Daniel, the main character, was carrying a body across the forest. We made it from yardsticks, built them together, took Tia and taped her up with tape, cut off the frame, and used that as the frame of the body. When the policeman just kind of took it and was like, oh yeah, this is light, and just threw it in the water. And the way we was handled, it was just kind of crazy. The second day it happened again in another location. One time we were actually on set at a lady's home with permission. She was home, and we were shooting a fight scene, but the lights were set up, the camera was set up, it looked like a production. She called the police, was like, yeah, there's some people out here fighting in my neighbor's yard. We were literally just trying to make things happen, and we were consistently accosted by the police.
I think my biggest challenge as a producer was budgeting. Trying to stay within our budget, but realizing, I think, at a point that we needed a little bit more money. So we made a lot of things happen with the very little money that we raised. Kendall and Dewey raised part of it on Kickstarter.
Yeah, about $10,000.
About $10,000. And we shot in Maryland, the Maryland and DC area. We shot in South Carolina. We shot in Virginia, and we shot in closer to Baltimore.
Baltimore too.
Yeah. So it was just that. It was that indie budget trying to make magic out of peanuts.
And she made magic though. She's saying she's trying to make magic, but she made. I mean, me and Kendall talk all the time. Like if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't be at the level it was, because she was able to make things happen with connections. You know, that's what producers do. You know, and so she makes it happen. She's being, you know, she's being humble about it, but she made it happen. And then when we went to get it mixed up at a Studio Unknown, big shout out, they were just blown away. And they came in and they were like, Dewey, you know, total budget was what, like 15 or close to 50? They were like, Dewey, I've seen $100,000, $200,000 production budgets, and it's nowhere near the quality you brothers had. And you know, the sound too. You know, shout out to Ryder, who was our sound mixer on set and recorder. But they were the quality of sound really helped, because it made it easier on them. What ultimately saved us money, because they had to. It was less time they had to spend on it. And when the sound composition was done, like, I was blown away, and I was just like, because when you're working on it, you know, I mean, I'm a perfectionist, and Kendall's a perfectionist. So when we was, and he's an editor too. He's pulling mad hats. And we was in there, I mean, we was going back and forth, because as a director, like, you know, my vision, I'm not letting up on it, even though he's my business partner. Like,
and you shouldn't.
And so, but when we were finally out of that process, we felt a certain way about it. We felt confident about it. But then when the sound mix came back, I was in love with it. And they took my vision and ran with it as far as sound goes. So.
My name is Mati, and that's another special edition of IndieSole Real Talk. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.